What is up, you guys, and welcome to the Upper 90 YouTube soccer channel, where today we are diving deeper into the starting 11 for England. Now, the roster is not out currently, but again, this is my going to be prediction for what they're going to do against Scotland today. Now, as you see, I've gone with a 4-3-3 because I think Southgate is probably going to go a little more defensively against Scotland. Again, they can definitely beat any team out on the wings, and I think he's definitely going to load up on the outside and not so much in the inside like they did against Croatia. So first off, we're going to start with the goalkeeper, and as always, we are going to start with Pickford. I mean, again, he just seems to be the one and only goalkeeper that Southgate really relies on, and obviously he's going to be starting again this game. Now, CBs, we're definitely going to be seeing Maguire today. It sounds like he is healthy, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing how he performs in this tournament. Obviously, he was injured. He is healthy now, so I think he will get the start over Mings and over Cody, because again, if they're doing a back four here, there's going to be reasons why you want Maguire, just because on the left, I'm going to put Luke Shaw, because Luke Shaw is one of those players that has been really phenomenal all season long. Now, I know their first game, they went with Trippier on the left, which I still understand why they did that. I think Luke Shaw still should have been starting, but overall, I think he's definitely going to be the one starting today, because overall, he can really hold his own on this backside, and there's going to be this combination between Maguire. Now, obviously, they played together for so long at Manchester United. The chemistry is going to be a lot better, that they know how to gel fairly well. Now, on the right side of the defense, we are going to have Stones again. So I think Stones definitely showed his class in the first game against Croatia. He's definitely a player that they can really rely on. And with him being here along with Maguire, I think that's really going to help. Now, whether they do the same thing where they have one guy go up a little bit more and kind of create this triangle with one of the midfielders, hard to say, because, again, Maguire's a little bit different than Mings, so they may sit back a little bit tighter, and again, waiting to see if players come on the outside. Now, on the right side, I think we have to go with Kyle Walker here as well, just because, again, we're trying to get this gelling system going with the back four, and having Manchester City on the right, Manchester United on the left. I think that is the best way for Southgate to line up right now. Now, obviously, being said that, it could definitely change here with the right back. We could put Trippier there. We could put Reece James, but again, I think Walker is the right position or right player for this position, because, again, with his pace, his chemistry with Stones, and his ability to go up the pitch, I think is really going to help out in this midfield. Now, in the center, I think we have to put Phillips here again, because his performance, there we go, in the last game against Croatia was just massive for this national team. Now, obviously, Henderson is a phenomenal player as well, and even if he's healthy, I still think Phillips is the right player to play here, because as we saw in that Croatia game, he's able to do more than just defend. He's able to dribble, find players. He even had the assist to Sterling, and I think he's the player right now that they should have in the midfield, and I think he worked fairly well with the back guys here. And obviously, again, I mentioned it before, Mings was there, but I think him and Maguire can really work as well. Now, on the left side, it's hard to say exactly, but I think Declan Rice is going to be the guy again. Now, obviously, the way we are sitting this right now with this 4-3-3, these guys I think are going to shift a little bit more into the center, whereas this center back, we're going to see in a second, is going to move up just slightly, and even Luke Shaw is going to move up just slightly. So I think this is going to shift over just a little bit into these two guys having the CDMs. I think worked out really well. Their chemistry is pretty good. And therefore, this other midfielder, should be no surprise, is going to be Mason Mount. Because, he, again, like I said, he's going to be able to kind of push forward, even almost drop into, so it's almost going to be that triangle formation in the midfield right here, whereas he gives him the ability to float back and forth, and again, allows him to push up, because I think this right side is really where they're going to drive and beat Scotland if they're able to. Now, midfield, I think, is looking fairly well, but up top, I think we're going to have a few changes here. Now, first one, I know Sterling scored in the first goal, or first game, but he's not the player that I don't think should be starting for England. Now, obviously, they won that game, but I think they could have had more chances if they would have started Grealish in that position. And therefore, I think Grealish should start in this position because, again, he can beat any player whenever he wants to, and I think he's one of the solid players for this England team. All right, and on the right side, I think it's fairly obvious that we're going to go with Phil Foden again because he's definitely one of the youngsters in this squad that really holds his own and definitely has the ability to really beat anyone on the pitch. Now, obviously, him being on the right side, he's probably going to have to deal with Robertson, which he's done before in the Premier League. I'm not sure if Tierney will be healthy this game. I think that's going to make a huge difference, again, with Foden playing, because if those two guys are both on the left, he's definitely have to work hard. Mount's going to have to work hard, and even Walker, which, again, if that is the case, Foden may not start. They may go with a little bit different spot here with a more maybe moving Mount up and then putting another defensive midfielder here to really block up that channel for Scotland. But again, as of right now, I think Foden is the best option. And then obviously up top, don't really have to say much. It's going to be Kane again. Even though he did not score in the first match, he's one of those players that you know he's going to start each and every game for England. Definitely see him probably scoring at least 1 or 2 goals today. I think with this lineup right here should give them the ability to get a little bit of free space. I think Grealish, again, is that player that can really unlock any defense with his dribbling, with his passing, the way he makes runs, and therefore it should be able to make Kane get open and score a goal or two. The same thing with Foden. He can definitely do that, but again, if they have both sides really working it, again, nothing against Sterling, but I think Grealish is the better player to be starting here, and therefore I think he should get the nod today. So this is what I think England's going to be running with their starting 11 against Scotland. So if you haven't, make sure to like and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that. That means a lot. And even comment down below what you think about this starting 11, because again, I'm just making my prediction. I think this is Southgate's strongest 11. I mean, you could obviously argue a few players here, but again, overall, I think this is the team that he's going to come out with. Be a little more defensive, but again, be a little more attacking up top, because again, this team can beat any team on any given day, and I think this is their best squad that they have. So that's all I have for you today. We'll see how England does against Scotland.